What is going on, people? Welcome to the Next Big Podcast Show. This is the first interview that we're dropping for the brand, and I am super stoked. Today's guest will motivate the crap out of you for what he's been through and what he's striving for currently in the future. His name is Jacob Perry, and we're going to go ahead and get to it in a little bit. Stay tuned.
The Next Big Podcast Show. Tune in to the feed. Tune in, believe. What you hear, what you see, what you want to know. The Next Big Podcast Show. Tune in to the feed. Tune in, believe. What you hear, what you see, what you want to know. The Next Big Podcast Show.
All right, guys, welcome back. I am very excited for the first interview here for the brand. This guy's a true hooper from Huntsville, Alabama. He has 2 college championships under his belt. He took one of those teams to the regional championship as a starting point guard. He's an aspiring actor here in LA. He's been casted for a few films that we're excited to hear about as well. This man has traveled from Alabama all the way to LA, made 3 different stops with only $80 in his pocket. And a dream, but it comes with a purpose. He comes with a purpose. He definitely has a story to tell, and he wants the world to know about it as well. As along with Jacob's triumph comes hard struggle that he wears on his sleeves. But by the grace of God, Jacob, he stood through that adversity, and he doesn't plan to fold anytime soon. Jacob, welcome to the show, my man.
Hey, I definitely appreciate it, man. It's great to be here, man, and be able to tell my testimony. It's just, what it's meant for me to go through. God predestined everything, and for me to meet you and to come across this show. And I'm just grateful to be able to show you all what I do to keep on pushing through adversity.
That's right, bro. That's right. And I know you have a story to tell. You motivate the crap out of me. I met you 3 weeks ago on the ball court, and we were some hot Cheetos that day.
Hold on, you said we were what?
I said we were some hot Cheetos that day.
Because they don't know nothing about those hot Cheetos. I got a bag right now, a big bag right on the
big
shelf.
bag. We're going to explain what that means a little later. But yeah, man, how was your journey, bro? You made that sacrifice to pick up and move clear across the country with such little security blanket. Tell me what type of guts that took, bro.
Man, it just took grace and mercy, man. Like everything that God put in my heart and mind to do, like it was on my mind like 24 hours a day. And it's nothing that I could have did alone and by myself. So I just felt like sometimes I was alone, but the whole time God was with me, and I know it's true.
There we go, bro. There we go. Now, you are a certified hooper. I played ball with you a couple times, and you know how to hoop. I recognize game when I see it.
Oh, vice versa, bro.
I appreciate that. We got to hoop more often, though, for real.
Oh, absolutely. Big bags.
Big bags of hot Cheetos. So, tell me, man, when did you know that you were a certified hooper? When did you discover that, I had a future in this thing, I was going to make the college team, win 2 championships? When did it all come to life for you?
Man, what's crazy is I seen this as a kid. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So as a kid, I seen a lot of this, just dribbling the basketball, living in the projects of Council Court in Alabama, just dribbling to the court. We had a court down the street where my mom would come up there with the belt, if I didn't finish my chores, And
I know what that's
when
like.
they see, you know what that's about. When they see her walking up to the court, they already know what's up. So I already know I'm probably going to have to run or something.
Right? And running is the best thing, too.
Absolutely.
That's the best thing you can do at that point.
Man, I tried all of that. But so I just was sneaking the gym and stuff like that. And I had a desire, a burning fire in me. It was a vision that I had in me. I seen myself hitting game winners on TV. And my friends laughed at me when I told them that, But it came to existence. It happened.
There we go, bro. Now, I remember we were talking a little bit earlier when we were, going through these notes and stuff to go ahead and air this prelude, this pilot episode of the Next Big Podcast Show. But you told me you got a personal invite from former Knick and Pacer Chris Copeland to attend formerly known Ron Artest's travel team tryout, and you tell me you dropped how much?
Man, I went for like 53. 'Cause I came in there late. I came in there an hour late, and I didn't have a warm up. I got the invite on the exact day, and anybody that was there at the tryout can correct you if I'm lying. Can correct me if I'm lying. So I came in there and I got straight to it. My first shot, I made a 3. I started talking shit like I don't need no warm up. Well, let me excuse my language. I started talking stuff. I don't need no warm up or whatever. Then the next time I came down, hit another shot, it bounced in. I said, I'm a big bag of hot fries. I'm a hot Cheeto. And they started looking like, hot Cheetos? Cheetos. You know,
So yeah, while we're talking about hot Cheetos, my brother, tell me where that reference came from. Where did the reference come from?
That I would say the reference hot Cheeto, it came from me just wanting to be creative and fun. Like something would always go in my mind to keep me to be a kid. Something would always go in my heart and mind to, let me know that I gotta keep that fun, passion, and have fun with it. That's when I'm at my best, So it's just God giving me that in my heart, in my mind. And I'm thankful for that.
There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and jump straight into a commercial break. I have an ad coming up for you. I'm going to go ahead and promote that business. While we're here, before we go on a break, do me a favor, guys. Head on over to Instagram. Follow the Next Big Podcast Show. Plenty of content. This is the first pilot episode. Do me that favor. YouTube channel, the Next Big Podcast Show as well. Jacob Perry, his link's going to be up on the screen, probably the whole video. So we're going to go ahead and get this started, man. Let's go ahead and jump straight into our first ad. All right, so today we have 2 commercial spotlights for the pilot episode. Gonna keep it true, gonna keep it close to home. Shout out to AKV Lips, 100% vegan lip gloss line. Also, shout out to Juicy Jewels, men and women collection. I have 2 chains myself. Everything at an affordable price. 2 young hustlers getting it in 2020. All right, guys, welcome back. We are back with Jacob Perry in the building. Pilot episode of the Next Big Podcast Show. Once again, guys, thank you for supporting. Thank you for following. I couldn't have asked for a better guest here for the pilot episode of the Next Big Podcast Show, Jacob Perry. We discussed a little bit about how what drives him and what motivates him as far as, being a ball player and being in the mindset he's in. But we're gonna go ahead and ask him a couple more questions about the basketball side and sweeten it up a bit. Jacob, I do have a couple questions for you, man. You played for a couple college teams, and both teams you played for, you've had major success. You've overcome the odds in many situations, and I praise you for that. But Alabama A&M, let's talk about that, man. You gained career high of 30 at that school?
28, but, it felt like 50 a few times. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because you were the hottest player on the court.
Man, absolutely. And the funny thing about that is I never played over 28 minutes at Alabama A&M.
Wow.
It was just a situation I had to deal with. I was going through a lot off the court there, and I had my daughter there. So, I had a lot of things that were going on there. But I still was showing that I'm a hot Cheeto and I could come off the bench and drop 30 points easy.
That's what I saw, man.
Less than 28 minutes. And I hit a game winner in my first ever game with Alabama A&M.
Oh, okay.
Walk me through. Went on ESPN.
Walk me through that play because I watched that play a couple times and I'm shocked myself. That was a great freaking play, bro.
Man, to be honest, I didn't realize till after the game that play was 1 versus 5. I had 5 people on me in the photo, so that's how I knew it wasn't me that did it. In the first play of the game, I hurt my ankle. I drove to the goal on a 7-footer, and my ankle just felt so weak. And I'm like, man, this is my first game in 2 years. I set out 2 years after I left junior college. So once I did that, you're thinking, this is my first game in 2 years. What are the people going to say? I can't just leave out the game.
There's a lot on your mind. Exactly,
so look, the last play of the game, I end up having the ball. We're down 1. The crowd is chanting defense. 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 They're loud in there. So I just do the move, and I have to jump off that same exact foot.
There you hurt yourself
has no strength.
Isaiah Thomas.
And yes, and I exploded, and it's a 7-footer at the rim. And there's no way I'm supposed to make it, but I cradle it under him, and I make the layup. And
when
we go
it's destined
1.
to be, man, it is
that's
destined to be.
That's what I'm saying. So that's how I knew that wasn't me. And, man, that was I was grateful for that, but I was just thinking, like, did that just happen? Did that really just happen? Was that me that did that?
Right. I got a question for you. Did you cut the net off?
Not that game. I didn't cut the
Not
net
that
off
game, but when you won the championship.
Absolutely. 2 years in a row. 35-1 in Michigan. 35-1. We lost one game. You know how that one loss feels.
Man.
But, that was a great experience going to Michigan. Guy wrote that up.
No, yeah, because no matter where you go, no matter how you get there, no matter what you're destined to be, once you get there, it's all about what you learn in that experience and in that journey you take.
Goodness. Yeah, man, and you can't do nothing but appreciate it at the end. It's just like, a parent, just caring for you, and sometimes we get mad as kids, but then your parent just wants the best for you at the end of the day.
Man, and that's something I learned. That's something I learned deep into my age, man. It took me a long time to realize that, just because I was that stubborn kid, man of the house type guy. I wanted to keep my way. I wanted things my way, so I never really took advice from people who actually cared about me. But I can definitely say one thing I will never forget is the journey, is the hurt, the pain, the struggle. That's one thing I'll never forget. That's one thing I'll never take for granted, because that made me who I am today.
Absolutely, man. Where would we be without opposition, man? Where would you be in
Exactly.
the gym without resistance?
My
Right?
man Jacob Perry is one of those guys here that I feel like is destined to be what he's going through right now, which we're gonna get to a little later. But I feel like we had enough with the basketball side, so let's go ahead and switch it up a bit. Let's go ahead and make it a little. We're gonna get a little deep.
Okay.
You down with that?
Hey, man, I love it, man. I love sharing my journey with you all.
Let's get it. You know what it is. You know what it is. So look, I'm very excited here to be with my boy Jacob Perry. First pilot episode. Like I said, we're here to finish this thing, because it's no excuses in 2020. There's nothing that's gonna hold us back. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing, no matter what the case may be.
Hey, man, we ain't got no excuses, man. We're here
No
right
excuses.
now. We got all the equipment. We're healthy, right?
We're doing it, man.
Nobody's in the hospital right
We're
now.
doing it, and it ain't
We're
gonna
thankful,
stop.
man.
It ain't gonna stop. Like I said, Jay Perry in the building, big bag of hot Cheetos, as you can hear it right now, opening. Like you heard earlier in the episode, I walked onto the basketball court and I started scoring a couple buckets, and this man called me a hot Cheeto, and I was wondering what a hot Cheeto meant. So he explained to me what a hot Cheeto meant, and I said, I mess with that. So once again, thank you for tuning in to the Next Big Podcast Show. Like I said, guys, I'm going to say it every time before we go to commercial break. You're more than welcome to apply on the website. We want to hear about your brand. We want to hear about your business. I am not going to charge you. I want you to come to me with open arms, open hands.
Let's go.
And tell me what your business is. You can come on the show if you have a story to tell, you want that to be told. Or we can do that 30-second commercial spotlight. We're going to go ahead and get that started, man. Jay Perry is in the building.
I'm excited. It's lit, y'all.
Let's go. We're going to get deep in the next segment, so stay tuned. Cue the theme song.
The next big podcast show. Tune in to the feed. Tune in, believe. What you hear, what you see, what you wanna know. The next big podcast show. Tune in to the feed. Tune in, believe. What you hear, what you see, what you wanna know. The next big podcast show.
Welcome back to the Next Big Podcast Show, 2020 Vision. Websites in the works. You can always go ahead and apply on the website, not only to be a special guest, but if you want a 30-second spotlight commercial spot on the show, completely free, don't need your credit card, don't need your PayPal, don't need your EBT. I might need it, shit. But yeah, I don't need anything from you, man. I want to promote your business for free. That's what the benefit I'm going to get is promoting your business for free. And if you want to do business the correct way, we can swap it. Got Jay Perry in the building
Hey,
in the
what it
flesh. Jay
do?
Perry, how you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling great. Another day, man. It's what time is it? Hold on.
What time? What time is it?
3:20 a.m. Whether you
3:20.
wanna
Show the
believe that or
camera,
not.
man. 3:20 a.m. Just 15 minutes ago, I couldn't even get my ass out of the chair because I was so tired. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning working, and you gotta push your body to the limit sometimes when you want to succeed. Ain't that right, Jay Perry?
Man, absolutely. Those are facts, man. And it's just that spirit that's getting in your body and doing it, man. Just a few minutes ago, we were just talking about how if we want to finish this another day, but we got in here and we made it happen, man. And we're not
can't.
gonna, go no other route, man. It's 2020, so 2020 is perfect vision.
We promised the fans a drop date of Saturday,
Yeah.
and that's what the
Yeah.
freak. Sorry, I'm
That's
gonna.
what the
Beep
It
is
almost
gonna
came out.
happen. That's what the beep is gonna happen.
that's what's going.
We're gonna drop the video on Saturday. It's gonna be edited. It's gonna be ready to go. And you think that the beginning of this episode was good? Just wait until we get deep because Jay Perry has a story to tell. I don't think you remember in my intro what I told you. I said Jay Perry is a ambitious, striving actor and a ball player, former college basketball athlete with 2 college championships on his belt. He is here with us in the studio to tell his story because it is deeper than basketball, ain't it, Jay?
Man, absolutely, man. If you just have to go through it with me, man, you have to see everything that I was faced with, man, and you'll understand, or hopefully you can understand.
Well, I believe they'll understand after we dive into this first question. This isn't even the deepest that we're going to get into this podcast.
Are you ready? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm
right,
ready.
y'all
So,
ready?
look,
All right, y'all ready?
here's the deal.
All right, well, we ready. Let's do it, man.
Let's sweeten this up a bit because we talked about ball, we talked about you, your journey and the sacrifices you made and whatnot to be the man you are today and the man you want to be in the future. But you're a father. You have a daughter. She's 2 years old. I have a daughter. Sorry,
Legend.
She's 2 years old. She's the nucleus to everything I do. She motivates me at every
Legends.
time. And you have 2 kids, bro. You have a boy and a girl. How freaking adorable. How old are they? What are their names? Tell me about it, man.
Hey,
Spit
man,
your
you just
game.
turned me all the way up. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, but you got me lit. Anytime I can talk about my kids, man, it's magnificent.
There we go.
My daughter is 4 years old. Her name is Jabria Perry. My son is 8 years old. His name is Jacoby Perry. And, man, those are my babies. They're my ribs, like, for real. Like, anything I do, like, I do it for them. They're in the back of my mind or in the forefront of my mind. And I'm just feeling, thinking about getting them to California, man. I'm still going to, always love them no matter how far the distance is,
And you going through your thing and you trying to be the best you can be, not only for yourself, for your future, for your brand and your purpose, but the main thing you think about in the back of your head when you hustle is your babies, man. Nothing comes above that. Nothing comes above that, man. When I had my daughter, I went on the strictest diet I ever did in my life.
I'm telling you.
And that's before she came out. So these kids, man, they can motivate you to want to be the best you can be.
Man, but you gotta get the glory back to God.
You gotta make
think
the glory
about
back to God.
Who gave you that kid? Like, how did you know that kid was gonna
Legends.
be healthy?
Exactly.
A lot of people don't. They have babies. They don't come out healthy all the time. Some kids, they're not even born. They have a miscarriage. They're born like a different way. Dysfunctional. So it's just a blessing to have healthy kids. Think about that.
I hope my daughter makes me proud one day.
Man, absolutely. And all I can say is, man, we just got to trust God's purpose and plan, man, his pattern, and just know that he's orchestrating everything. So, if you just look at it that way as he's the real parent, then you'll just see everything else flows along with that, man. And this law, like spirit law, is, just the law of the universe, and we got to follow that,
Which
man.
means it's meant to happen, which means it's meant to be.
It's predestined.
Predestined.
Predetermined.
Yup. There we go, Jacob.
That's why I'm on this show right now, man.
Yup.
That's why I'm here.
Yup. And that's why we're both tired as crap, but we still came up with the urge and the urgency
Legends.
to go ahead and do this podcast. You know what, Jacob? What was the number of minutes we were aiming for before we filmed this?
What did we say? Like 15, 20?
No, heck
or 8?
no.
No, we said 7
We
or
said
8.
7
my
or
bad.
8.
7 or 8.
7 or 8 minutes,
Yep.
and this podcast is
said
going
7 or 8.
on who knows how long.
I'm not
But
gonna lie to y'all. We got a lot.
we have a lot
shit
more
for
content
y'all.
coming
Y'all
for
gonna be
you.
lit
We
when
have a
y'all see
lot
this.
more content
They're gonna
coming
be
for
lit.
you. Like I said, we talked about Jacob's collegiate career as a basketball player in the second level. We talked about his beautiful children, you know, and how old they were, and Jacoby, and you know, I'm super proud for you, man, because it takes a real man. It takes a real man, especially nowadays, to raise the child the right way.
Man, all I'm for, bro, is I know money is gonna always be there, but you know, money doesn't last after eternity.
It doesn't.
Throughout eternity. And your kids remember the small things. You can get your kid a $500 car, but they're gonna remember the little things, the little ball, the little.
They're gonna remember when you went to their play.
That, or when you popped up at their play and
Baseball
they see
game.
daddy in the crowd, or at their baseball game, and you showed them how to pitch or showed them how to run. Or you hug them and when they fail. They remember that little stuff, bro. So that's the love and stuff like that that makes the universe really turn around and move, man.
That's
the
why
beautiful part of it.
That's why it is very important, man, to love your children. Dude, love your children.
No matter how far away they are.
No matter how far away they are, no matter how far you feel like they are from you, no matter what you feel, love your children. I love my daughter. She's a spitting image of me. She made me proud as soon as she came out. And she still does till this day. You know? So you got to make the best. You got to make the best of every situation you have with your kid. Love them. Cherish. Cuddle. Care. You know? Do what you got to do.
Man, that just brought goosebumps coming throughout my body, man. 'Cause,
There we go.
man, it's just crazy. Like, if you went through that, you know, that journey of having your kid, you know, it's a, 9-month journey, you know,
Dude.
however long.
Dude.
Obviously, we don't know physically how much the women suffered. You know,
Oh,
going through
yeah.
that pain.
But we're there for them.
Yeah, but think about how rough it is throughout that whole childbirth, and then at the end of it,
At the end
it's
of it.
beautiful. It's beautiful. You're like, oh, you know, the baby's crying,
Bask in
and
the
then they're like,
glory.
Dude.
they know you're the dad. They know you're the
Oh,
mom.
my goodness. I remember when I had my baby.
In the glory.
I remember when I had my baby, man. We were at the hospital for hours. They bought me my little
Yeah,
rolling
that's the
chair.
process, man.
They bought me my
It's a
rolling chair.
process.
They bought me my meal when I needed it. And I stepped out for a salad at Everest in Glendale.
See, you remember that shit like
I remember it like it was
detail.
yesterday. I was in the line at Everest in Glendale, and she calls me and she's like, "I'm having the baby."
Oh yeah, you on
Yeah,
standby.
man. And she had that baby, and it was the greatest moment in my life.
Man,
We got one more segment of the show on the first episode, the pilot of the Next Big Podcast Show. We got very deep, but we got one more subject that I feel is really going to touch your heart. And please do me a favor, stick around, subscribe on the YouTube channel if you like what you see so far. Jacob Perry is in the building. Let's go ahead and cue to that theme song.
The next big podcast show. Tune in to the feed. Tune in, believe. What you hear, what you see, what you wanna know. The next big podcast show. Tune in to the feed. Tune in, believe. What you hear, what you see, what you wanna know. The next big podcast show.
All right, welcome back to the Next Big Podcast Show. Here with Jacob Perry for the last segment. Like I said in the beginning, guys, I had this guy on the show for an exact reason. He has a story to tell. We're going to let him do that for the last segment of the show and inspire a couple of you guys, hopefully. Before we do so, guys, once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. If you have the time, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, The Next Big Podcast Show. Also on Instagram, The Next Big Podcast Show. Follow for immediate updates. Stick with the program, guys. The Next Big Podcast Show. Once again, we're here with Jacob Perry. I'm going to give him the floor. He's going to go ahead and preach to you guys about his story.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's
Good
about
morning.
4 a.m. right now. We're in the Los Angeles area, man. I'm thankful to be a part of the next big podcast with Big Lou. I'm thankful for everybody supporting us. Many of followers out there supporting us already, man. It's God's will, God's purpose, man. So all I want to talk about is, in this situation, I drove from Alabama with $88. I drove here not knowing what would be my next meal, what I would do the next day, where would I stay at, what clothes I would wear, what shoes I would put on, what basketball shoes I could play in, practice in, work out in. I had plenty of worries. What light bill would I pay? Would I ever get an apartment? Would I get a house? Would I get a girlfriend? Like, all type of crazy shit. Would I see my daughter again? Would I see my son? All type of physical things that I was going through and faced with. So all I got to say is, what I realized about that is, you got to look to one person, one man. You got to look to God, look to him, and he'll tell you, he'll answer everything. And so on that journey, he was just showing me that it's nothing special about me. Yeah, you're a 5'8" individual. You're a 5'8" individual. You're about 165, 170 pounds. It's nothing special about you. You've been homeless, and I've been linking you up with different people. So that's what he's been showing me. He's linking me up with Big Lou, Big Armani, many of people that he put his spirit in to show me certain things. So I'm thankful for that. And all of the people around me, man, I don't ever leave any names out, because I look at all my friends and family as one person. See what I mean? So I'm just thankful for this opportunity. And I've been sleeping out of my car for so long. Many a days I didn't have food, anything to eat. EBT card, trying to see how I'm going to buy my next meal. When that went away, I'm thinking of, what can I do? So different states I were in, like North Carolina, Tennessee, Springfield, Illinois, Kansas City, different people would reach out to me. Some people would cash out to me after they worked out with me, and they can testify for anything that I'm telling you. So it's not just something made up or ideology. It's just real, actual facts. So I came here from Huntsville, Alabama. Now I'm in Los Angeles.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have here today. Episodes dropping tonight. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and the whole nine. Stay updated with the content. And also remember, guys, this podcast is going to be your platform. This is going to be your stage to promote your business. We also offer 30-second commercial spotlight. All you have to do is reserve your spot on the website. Website will be posted on the Instagram as a link once it is complete. But for now, stay tuned. We have some exciting things next week. Follow the Instagram at The Next Big Podcast Show to stay updated on what our future episodes will hold or future interviews will be. But for now, thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Wrote a script, filmed my podcast, and engineered that crap in less than 3 days. Hit that like button to show your appreciation, and peace out.